Welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get right to it.
So what we have here is out of the center stack. I did not show how to open this, although I could, but I think I did in a previous video. This knob on that side. Nope, the other one. Sorry. Had it upside down. This knob, which controls the amount of intensity of heat plus all your different settings, light's burnt out. This is a very common. I've got you on a little tripod stand with my GoPro today. You will notice there are tiny, tiny, tiny little indents all along the area here. And those tiny little indents have got to be held open with a screwdriver, or if you prefer, a guitar pick, cell phone pick. So usually I will just reach in underneath them with my jeweler's screwdrivers and get them started. Not a jeweler's screwdriver, but it works really well. And now I gotta grab some guitar picks. Unless I have some more flathead, which I believe I have this thin one. If you see me reaching off of camera here, and that I keep going into a certain area, this one's being kind of a stubborn little SOB. I gotta remember that I'm now on video all the time, videoing things. I have a propensity to swear quite a bit, so forgive me if I swear, but I'm a human being and I have my days, and sometimes I swear quite a bit. Quite often I will mute everything going on in a video. It just is who I am, part of my makeup. Doesn't mean I'm a bad person, it just means that I have a tendency to swear quite a bit. There we go, we got the first side undone. And as we break all the snaps. And yes, I'm sure there are people out there who have broken all the snaps. And they're going to say, oh, it doesn't make a difference. To me, it does. To me, breaking the snaps is tantamount to just being lazy, because all you had to do right out the gate was just be patient, which is another thing that sometimes I lack in. Again, being human. But I think we all get impatient at times. Say, for instance, like when you're doing your taxes, you become impatient. That'd be me. And I have to always remind myself to just be easy does it, because I can get really crazy at times in my head with thoughts. I have a case of analysis by paralysis. I analyze stuff so much that I eventually paralyze myself with an inability to do things. Not because I'm lazy and I didn't want to do it, but because I just can't stop thinking. And I get myself all wrapped up in it. And sometimes these get stuck by the way, and they don't want to come off. And I'm sure that there'll be 29 other people out there telling me I'm doing this wrong, and that's okay. Each of us has our own way of doing things. So I won't cry too much about that either. Okay, it feels like it's loose, but it's not. I can feel.
And yes, you will ultimately end up with little scratches on this thing. I don't know of a way to not do it without scratching it. I have yet to figure that out. I'm not that good, sorry. I have yet to figure out a means and a way to get this out where you don't get scratches in it, because I usually end up with scratches all over the housing. It's not the easiest thing to get apart, and I'll show you what I mean about
Scratches. Just like that. I get tiny little scratches from the tool marks on it. Now, one thing you do need to be mindful of, there is a rotating dial right here in the center. I hope you can see that. You need to put that back in the board. Right there, there's a little fitting that it fits onto that you have to lock it back in place. Here are these. This is actually quite simple. And the light that's burnt out, again, is this light on the end with the climate control function, with all the little stick figure drawings and the little defrost drawing and whatnot. So we just need a screwdriver about this size, and we put it in, and we'll twist this light out.
Nope, didn't even need them. Sweet. I have a pair of forceps out there for working on electronics, because I'm working on other things out in the garage at the same time, and if you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm always working on something. Next, we're going to be moving on to doing some repair of a door handle, and the paint around it, which I've already covered in another video, but those videos may get put together for all I know, so I'll wait and see. And this light bulb is definitely black and burnt out. And I bought some new
ones back a while ago. Don't remember if I got them on eBay or Amazon. Yeah, I just don't remember. I've seen videos where people say, oh, you're in here, replace them with LED. I have tried the route of LED. It doesn't work for me. And I'll show you the number. I don't know if it means anything to you. There's 10 pieces in the bag. They say it's a number 056575. 18-04. I don't remember if these are T4, T3, T something 4.2. I can't remember. I don't remember what they are anymore. It's been a long time since I've bought them. Many months have gone by since I bought those. What I do know is that you can also solder that to the board. I've done that before, where I actually solder LEDs straight to the board after verifying the correct positioning of them. Yeah, I have definitely taken them apart and verified correct positioning, and from time to time I just put this in and it would not spin. I've also found that some of these lights that I buy that are supposed to fit do not fit. Yeah, this one has a very tiny little opening to slot on it to turn the light. It is very tiny. And so they don't like to spin in very good. The original OEM had quite a bit more girth to them. Girth. He said girth. Wow. Okay, moving along. Ooh, that one's blackened too. It has been burning also very bright and very hot. So that's not a good sign. I just pray and hope these work, because these do not have the metal contact like the OEM. These have a little crummy piece of wire, a little grubby, crummy piece of wire in them. And that is what makes them work. As where the OEM had, I'll show you in a second. These OEM ones, as you can see, or maybe not see, they have a very tiny, right there, little metal contacts. These newer Chinese ones, Chinesium, made in China, they do not have. I don't even know if you can make that out. They have just thin little wire strands. I don't even know if these are going to work in this fixture. We'll find out. Obviously, it goes without saying, plug the silly thing in and test it before you act.
up your center console. And I don't know, maybe these will work, maybe they won't. I know for sure this first one was completely burnt out. I know by looking at it that these other ones are not far behind. They are very burned and black. I will put those in there as another time kind of thing if I need them. I also keep old light bulbs when I take them out. I don't always pitch them. And I do have LED here. Oh, in this bag, I'll show you. Yeah, I have LED in this bag.
They're terrible. These do not work. And the reason they don't work, I have found, is this wire is not big enough here. I don't even think you can see that. It probably won't focus on it. There's a little strand of wire. It sits below the edge. They won't work properly, so you have to solder them on the board. And as I stated, they may or may not work, these lights. Yep, these light bulbs may or may not work. Because they may or may not work. Now I know when this goes back together, you have to make absolutely certain that it fits into the certain holes it's supposed to fit to. So there's a little arm here. You can see it right here, hopefully. A little tiny arm in there. That little tiny arm has to interlock with these little, they look almost like little finger paws. Little paw, fingers, right? There. You have to put them into it. It sometimes can be quite infuriating because you try to put together once only to realize I was defeated and I needed to open it back up. The way they've designed this, you can get it screwed up in a second flat if you're not careful.
And I'm not exactly certain how to do it better. I've had a few of these apart over the ages, and if you don't get them just right, you'll have no knob control. And of course, if the light bulbs don't work, you gotta turn it all back apart a third time, or fourth, or fifth, or tenth, and every time you risk breaking the tabs more. Because it's just cheap plastic, remember.
Okay, second time's a charm. You will actually hear when it hits into that detent, because you'll hear it snap. Hear it? If you miss it, you will have no snapping noise. It'll just be loose and floppy and sloppy. You will see you have 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, plus you've got 2 guide holes. Those are going to go in back here, right down in there, where the 3 hole openings are. And they are putting these into plastic, very, very old plastic. And when I mean old, I mean I have one in 07, one from 08, these Hummers. They will shatter. The plastic gets so brittle. My 2001 Jeep Cherokee, which I affectionately call Blue Balls, you will see blue balls from time to time here on the channel. Because, well, it's a Jeep thing. It's a quality control thing. It's not a Jeep thing. But I will say blue balls for all the years of working on it, and I've owned it since 2001. I got it from my brother, who's a little older than me, who got it from a very older brother. And so it's been in the same extended family for since 2001. This next year will make 26 years. It's an antique by all accounts, or at least a vintage. But you polish a turd, it's still a turd kind of thing. But it works okay. I'm going to be doing a video pretty quick here where I'll be working on, the exhaust system. I have gone through numerous exhaust systems on this Jeep, and I will reintroduce myself to that issue in a little bit. But I want to stay on target, so back to the point at hand. And there's the proof is in the pudding, folks. You can see it. See it? All the lights are flashing. Although that might be a different light, I can't remember. I know this one's lit up, I can see it, but I can't see if the other two are lit. When you do this, be very graceful. Again, you don't want to break plastic. This whole thing is all plastic, and everything's mounted to this and wired, and there's OEM connectors that go to everything. If it doesn't fit, you're putting it in the wrong hole. Kind of the moral of the life, huh? If it doesn't fit, you're putting it in the wrong hole.
Because there's a hole for every pole in this world. You just gotta be able to live with. So.
So the radio works. These all light up. I've already checked them before. So now to see if the center lights up, because I can't tell. Oh, look at that. All right, we've had success. All of these they just stopped flashing. I took it all back apart again because it was acting very odd. Now it seems to be behaving, but it was acting very odd, so I took it back apart and checked it. When I would put it to 0, it would be blowing as if it was set to 1, which means I had it slightly askew from where it should have been. There we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, off.